We should make that guy president, right? That would be an idea. What else is happening tonight? Oh yeah, there's a war on. Bernie Sanders calls Israel's siege on Gaza a serious violation of international law. The targeting of civilians is a war crime no matter who does it, said the Vermont senator. Oh, he's an independent again, it seems. The news will just swap him back and forth with whatever they need. Or maybe he swaps back and forth whenever he needs. I don't know. Bernie Sanders slammed the Israeli government Wednesday, accusing the country of violating international law after Israeli leaders said they would cut electricity and deny food to Gaza in response to devastating Hamas-led incursion over the weekend that left hundreds of Israeli citizens dead. This has always been the plan, cutting electricity and denying food to Gaza. That has always been Israel's plan. Bernie says that the targeting of civilians is a war crime, no matter who does it. Blanket food denial and water denial and other necessities to Gaza is a serious violation of international law and will do nothing but harm innocent civilians. They don't want those civilians to be there anymore. The defense minister said that they will launch a complete siege of Gaza, where more than 2 million people live. U.S. leaders quickly rushed to Israel's side in the wake of the attack. In a speech hours after Hamas launched its initial assault, President Joe Biden repeatedly declared that the U.S. stands with Israel and will never fail to have their backs. Ugh. It's a bad guy fight. Both sides are bad and wrong for different reasons. And I don't want to take one side, because both are stupid and bad. And I've already got a solution for them. They don't want to hear it and they won't hear it, but my millions of followers could see the solution and maybe know what the solution is. He called on Congress to swiftly fund the national security requirements of our critical partners. Blech. I would like for us to stay out of it, but I know we won't. The United States has rightly offered solidarity and support to Israel in responding to Hamas's attack, but we must also insist on restraint from Israeli forces attacking Gaza and work to secure UN humanitarian access. Let us not forget that half of the 2 million people in Gaza are children. Children and innocent people do not deserve to be punished for the acts of Hamas. Yeah, I can agree with that statement. Good job, Bernie Sanders, really cool guy who has a bunch of good ideas. We should make that guy president, right? That would be an idea. The internet, especially Twitter, you shouldn't go there. It's a bad place, filled with just the worst people, is all over the road on this whole Israel-Palestine thing. They are just wrong about everything. Twitter right now is just filled with fake war footage. Like they're putting video games up there and saying that it's war footage. Why are they doing that? Because Elon Musk, super genius that he is, decided that the way to get paid on Twitter is to have the most views. Doesn't matter if it's real. Doesn't matter if it's right. Doesn't matter if it's fake news or bad information. Whatever gets the most views is what gets paid. So you're going to put up things on there that are wrong, that are bad, that are misinformation, that are salacious. And it just has really quickly turned into the source of all misinformation, all disinformation. That's bad. We shouldn't do that with something important. I mean, Twitter was always not real life, but now it's even worse. It's a cluttered mess of misinformation, of bad information, of half-truths, of blue checkmark Nazis. It's really bad. Before Elon, that whole blue checkmark thing made sense. It doesn't make sense anymore. You just give him $8 and he'll put your blue checkmark there saying that you are an important person who ought to be listened to. That's bad idea. Now, legitimate news reporters don't have any more cred or credibility than that's what that word stands for. In case you're not cool like me, then cat turd, From the Palestinians' point of view, they're not allowed to criticize Israel, even if they use their speech to criticize anything that's happening within Israel. They'll be considered rabble-rousers or defending terrorists. And why don't you denounce the Hamas? Why don't you denounce them? Why are you complaining? So they can't use their freedom of speech. They don't have one. So they don't have that, and so they can't talk about it. So it's difficult. And if they were to peacefully protest the things that are happening within Israel, they would be called violent rioters. They're not even allowed to peacefully protest. That would be considered by the media to be a violent mob that's doing harm. If they are violent rioters, they will be considered terrorists. So whatever they do, it's always worse than what it actually is. When they are oppressed, and they are oppressed, Israel oppresses these people. They live under an apartheid state. What do they do? What should they do? What can they do? They can't peacefully protest. There is no diplomacy. There's no option for diplomatically getting themselves out of this situation. It's a very good quote from JFK, but here he is. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. And that's what we are seeing right here. Violent revolution that has been inevitable. If diplomacy is not an option, the people will turn to violence. Oh, hi. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. If you want to tell me how right I am, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave a comment too. That's good. This is just kind of a hobby for me, so I appreciate you coming by, giving it a watch, and pressing the YouTube buttons. Thanks.